Hey, what's up everyone? I just have a quick video for you here about something pretty crazy that happened to me this morning. And you can probably already tell from the title what that was, but what happened was I was walking home from work, and what I do every morning is I walk about a mile to work and then I have to walk home because I don't have a car or anything. And so I was walking home on the right side of the road, on the sidewalk, and I was about two houses down from being able to turn onto my street, which is actually on the left side of the street, so I would still had to cross from the right side over to the left side to be able to turn onto my road. And it's somewhat of a main road. It's right by a middle school. It's not very busy, especially during the time I was walking home, but there had been some lines of cars, so I hadn't crossed over to the other side of the street yet. And the only thing keeping me from crossing the street right then was a white pickup truck driving down the right side of the road coming towards me. And there was no other cars on the road, so I was thinking in my head, as soon as this truck passes, I'll cross to the other side of the street. And as it got closer, it was almost like it started to happen in slow motion for me, because all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a car in the driveway across the street from me put its reverse lights on and started backing out of its driveway. And I didn't think anything of it at first because I figured they saw the big white truck coming down the road towards them. But instead of stopping at the edge of the driveway, they continued to just roll right out in front of the pickup truck. And like I said, this was right across the street from me, so I was maybe 25-30 feet away. And the guy in the truck tried to slam on his brakes and swerve out of the way, and smoke flew up from the tires, but he didn't have nearly enough time to react, and the car had pulled way too far out into the road. But the guy in the truck does get some credit because he did a really good job of avoiding it as much as possible. His front right side of his truck hit the back right side of the car. And if he hadn't swerved at all, it would have just been a full-on collision. His entire front would have hit the entire right side of the car, and it would have been a lot more damage. But anyway, because he had to swerve, he ended up swerving towards me on the other side of the street. And so I was on the sidewalk, and he ended up stopping right before the grass area that's in between the sidewalk and the road. But he was maybe 8 or 10 feet away from me, so I could have jumped forward from where I was standing and touched the front of his truck. So it was pretty crazy, and like I said, it was almost like it was in slow motion. And even if he had kept going, I was ready to jump out the way. I don't think I would have gotten hit. I'm a pretty good athlete, and I was ready to move, but it was still pretty crazy. And luckily, in the aftermath of the accident, nobody was hurt. It was actually a landscaping truck, and there was two guys in it, and they both hopped out immediately and went to the aid of the other driver, who was a woman. And her husband, who was in the house, came sprinting out to check on them as well. You could tell the lady was kind of shaken up a little bit, not physically or anything. Everyone was physically fine, but she definitely was just not expecting the crash at all. I mean, she pulled right out, thinking there was no one there. I mean, I don't know if she didn't look or if she just didn't see it, because there are some trees kind of along the road, so maybe it just so happened to be right where a tree was when she looked down the road. But regardless, she was alright, and the two guys in the truck were alright. They were kind of in disbelief, though. I mean, you could see them just shaking their heads, that probably ruined their whole workday. I mean, they were probably going to someone's house to do their lawn or something, so who knows what was going through their head. And so by this time, a guy had come out of his house from the side of the street that I was on, and he was on the phone with 911, and another car had stopped, and they had gotten out of their car, and one of them was on the phone, I assume calling the police or something. And so with other people calling 911, and I'd seen everyone was okay that was in the crash and stuff, I kind of just continued walking home. If no one else had been around or anything, and no one else had seen the crash, then I definitely would have called 911, because you don't want to leave a scene like that without getting the proper authority there and stuff. And you don't want to just leave without making sure the situation is going to get taken care of. And I don't know about you guys, but this is the first crash that I've ever actually witnessed. I've driven by car crashes and stuff, obviously everyone has, but this is the first time I've actually ever seen one happen right in front of me. So it was definitely a pretty crazy start to my day. Also, I tweeted about the incident right after it happened, so if you're not following me on Twitter already, do so now. It's at @thesnoopaloop7. Link will be in the description, and you'll be able to keep up on the crazy happenings in my life. Hopefully no more car crashes, but who knows. Don't forget to leave a like rating on this video, and also check out my other videos. If you like what you see, feel free to subscribe. And until next time, peace out.